Hello, people of YouTube. Welcome to my Q&A, the much fabled Q&A. So we've got Chris behind the camera.
Hello.
Pick up your part. He's going to be asking the questions that you set on YouTube. So there's quite a lot to get through, so we're going to whiz through. Chris is going to film and read questions. He's multitasking like the best of them. Go on, Chris. Hit me with the first question.
First question, John, from M. Davidson. Okay. If a close family member asks you to be a surrogate mother, in this scenario the technology is available, they'll put an embryo through into your stomach and take out via C-section, and it was the only possible way for them to have that child. Would you do it?
So, like Junior, the film Junior, Arnold Schwarzenegger having a baby. So, if it was the only way that my brother or sister could have a baby, yes, I'd do it.
Would you?
Yeah, if it was the only chance they had for a kid, go on then, fuck it.
Oh,
I'm already fat, so...
That's quite an emotional answer, John. It's very touching,
beautiful.
that. Very
not
touching.
You, though.
No, not me. Just anyone else.
close family, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Only.
Nephews don't count.
Yeah,
I see.
Too far.
Okay, we have another question from M. Davison again. Sorry,
yeah.
I think I said Davidson yesterday. Davison, I do apologise.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather not be able to swear for the rest of your life or loudly fart every time you swear?
Oh, easy one. Loudly fart while I swear, because that just makes it even better. Fuck. Just amazing. That would be hilarious.
Can you just do another demo for that, John? Okay, thanks. Okay, well, thanks for answering that question. Okay, we've got from Little World View. I'm going to assume they're American because they've used the word jello instead of jelly.
Oh, okay.
If you were made of jello and stranded on an island with no food and were hungry, would you eat yourself? If so, please explain what body part and why.
Yes, I would. Because I think you're dead anyway, so you might as well enjoy a sweet bit of treat. And I'd eat myself from the legs up.
Why
just
the legs?
Because I could sit down on the sand and just nibble away at the easiest to reach bit. So
but like chicken leg?
Yeah, work my way up.
So, Joe Barden, if you were to die and be... There's a lot of death questions, I might add.
My followers are quite random, because you'll notice this as you go through how random these questions get.
Okay, interesting. Well, so Joe Barden, if you were to die and be reincarnated as a chocolate bar, what would you be and why? That's the first part. I can keep reading, but answer the first part, please.
I'd be a king-size Twix.
And for what reason?
Because I come in two bits.
Yeah.
So I could theoretically walk. If I was reincarnated as a big Twix, theoretically I could walk.
But would, like the last question, not be tempted to eat your own leg?
I might do, but then that does allow me to eat one leg, doesn't it? And still hop around. So I've got the best of both worlds, so...
Okay, well, I've just had a technical fail here. John, can you sort me out? Might have to edit this bit out.
Yeah, we'll edit this. One moment, please. Hello.
I hit a button.
Right, back at the bottom, Chris.
Okay, right, back at the bottom. Oh, that's fine, that's easy now. Let me try again. So, the second part was, do you know what the term silk finger is? If so, please explain.
It's a sex thing, isn't it? Silk finger sounds, are you giving her the silk finger?
What do you think, what kind of sexual act is that, John?
Silk finger, like a soft...
like a soft...
like a soft finger. It's got to be some anal play.
Anal play? Okay, fair enough.
Silk fingers like that, yeah.
Joe also went to say, are you going to devour some pancakes at Barney's during your stay? What's the highest you've ever been? Is there a finer grade?
Wait, one question at a time.
Okay, so first question, are you going to devour some pancakes at Barney's during your stay?
Well, this is the last night at our place in our caravan, and we haven't devoured pancakes, no.
Okay, that's pretty straight down the line there.
Walk to walk, yes, McDonald's, just had 3 cheeseburgers.
Phoebo, I'd like to just shout a recommendation for a Phoebo. For those that don't know it, Google it. What's the highest you've ever been?
It was about here. Next question.
Thanks, John. Thanks. Is there a finer grade than the Cannabis Cup winner 2014, Cookies Kush?
Well, I have had that. Last visit I had Cookies Kush. I made a purposeful visit to go and get some. I did like it. My favourites, though, are like the blue cheeses. The original UK cheese, but anything like that, the cheese. Or I do love like the white chocolate or chocolope, stuff like that as well. They are my personal recommendations.
The question wasn't what your recommendation was there, John.
What was it? What was it?
The question was, is there a finer grade than the Cannabis Cup winner?
Yes.
Yes, okay.
If just as a side request, if you're looking for the best coffee shop in Amsterdam to buy your weed, it's the grey area. So Google it.
Thanks for the shout out.
10% voucher.
I was going to say,
type in Loki.
You get commission.
No.
Okay, the next one from Moritz. Is there any place, this is a good question, knowing you, John, is there any place besides Amsterdam you would go on holiday?
Vegas, obviously, is the obvious answer. I play poker as a sort of part-time job. And so I would love to go to Vegas, and I will go there one day. So that's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, she did also go on and say, would you like, as in like the hot south, the province Limburg? I recommend it.
I'm imagining that person is from the province Limburg.
I'm guessing so.
So no.
Okay.
Sorry.
Harsh but honest. Okay, next one from M. Davison again. Would you rather be blind for the rest of your life or be castrated?
They just cut your bollocks off, innit?
Yeah. You chop your nuts off.
I might take the bollocks.
Yeah, I probably would as well.
It's easier to make YouTube videos without any testicles than it is without any eyes.
That's true. So you're going on the basis of YouTube video making.
Yeah, because I'm all about the
Your
fans.
golden
I'm
life.
all about the subs.
All about the
all
fans.
You guys, yeah.
Okay, next question from Patrick Moe. I'm sure this violates the quota for number of questions.
Oh, he's cheating again. He's a cheating fucker, that Patrick.
But when did you move to Northern Ireland?
I moved to Northern Ireland about 4 years ago because I met my girlfriend online and she was living there, so I thought, fuck it, I'll go over there.
Okay, there's one here from a Curly Doobie.
Yes, I believe my girlfriend snuck in with a few questions.
She has indeed. Do you think you will beat your munchie record of eating 12 donuts in one sitting?
Someone's got me in there, hasn't she? 'Cause she's just...
That's more of a statement than a question.
Yeah, she's not me. She just wanted to point out to everyone
that you've eaten 12
donuts. I haven't come close. I did... most mornings I have woken up and eaten a king-size chocolate bar of some description. This morning I had a king-size Mars bar, like a twin pack, for breakfast. The other day I did bosh a walk to walk and then come home and have a giant pizza straight after. But nothing too crazy.
Have you had any vegetables in Amsterdam at all? It's a long pause.
Wait. There was a lime. I know it's not a vegetable, but it's close.
That's
a
fruit,
slice of
John.
lime in my walk to walk. I know it's a fruit, but it's close.
I was thinking, well, no, I think, oh, no, I'll come back to that one. I'm sure you've had at
Cheese
least...
isn't a vegetable, is it?
Cheeseburgers, no. You might, no, I don't think you have.
I'll come back to it.
Come back to it. Hardest question yet, I feel. Have you ever been to the US? If so, where? If not, if money were no object, would you like to go, and where would you go?
Okay, so, yes, I have been to Vegas, to America. It's just Vegas.
Vegas.
That's the only bit that matters. No, I have been to America about 10-ish years ago. To meet a girl I met on the internet because I was like a crazy person, and I had a lovely time. Went to San Diego and we travelled around there and a bit of LA and places like that.
Okay, very good answer. The next one is from the New Caesar. What do you think about Nice, Paris, and Brussels? I was just trying to be local.
Accents. Go again with the places.
Nice, Paris, and
I do
Brussels.
like Nice biscuits.
Okay, yeah. So
They
basically,
say nice on them, don't they?
They do. It must be from Nice.
Yeah.
Nice Nice.
Yeah, same.
What do you like? What's your favourite thing about Paris, John?
I've never been, and sorry, French people, I have no interest in ever visiting France.
No, don't fancy the Eiffel Tower or anything?
No, I've seen it on pictures.
Okay, what about Brussels?
Never liked them because they always come out at Christmas. And everybody says, "Oh, Brussels," and I'm like, "I don't want to eat Brussels."
Oh, you mean Brussels sprouts?
Yes, that's the joke.
Oh, I see.
Because I was twisted.
Well, no, I was thinking for the Americans online. They probably
I've
wouldn't
never
know
been
what
to
they are.
Brussels. It's just ahead of the EU in my books.
Okay, fair enough. So, Jim George, I used to live in Amsterdam, and our old house was built where Amsterdam Arena currently is, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you had to live in one sports stadium, what stadium would that be? That's a great question.
Well, the obvious is Anfield. Like, I'm not saying that is the answer, but I'm going to think about it. But Anfield is the obvious because obviously it's the home of the team that I love. I'd just sort of have a little sleeping bag just below the "This is Anfield" sign in the tunnel.
Okay.
So as they're going out, they'd have to just nudge past me because I'm still asleep.
Well, it's quite early 3 o'clock, isn't it, in the afternoon?
I might still be asleep.
Just getting up for a cup of tea.
Past me.
Yeah.
So I think it would have to be Anfield.
Okay. Could I interest you in the Gold Sand Stadium for AFC Bournemouth at all?
No, it's just a toll.
Okay. I agree. Eric Berkvist.
Go on, Eric.
Okay, so I'm not sure if this is a question. So, a Q&A stoned in Amsterdam. What an idea. My questions, for many cigarettes... Oh, sorry. How many cigarettes do you smoke per day? That's the first question.
Cigarettes, I smoke I smoke rollies. That's not a rollie, that's a joint. I smoke rollies, and I smoke king-size papered rollies, and I maybe go through sort of 8 of those a day, because what I'll do is I'll roll a cigarette and then have a little few puffs, and then it'll sit in the ashtray and go out, and then I'll light it half an hour later and just keep going back to it.
Okay.
So probably about 6 to 8 a day.
Okay, and how long have you been smoking cigarettes?
I've been smoking cigarettes for about 12 years.
Okay, and how often do you smoke weed?
Jesus Christ, this sounds like some sort of questionnaire thing. I'll win a prize for this.
Is he the police?
Yeah, are you the police? I smoke weed very rarely, actually. Usually when I come to Amsterdam, or recently my girlfriend went to Canada and she brought a little bit back with her. So I'd say on average once every 6 months. So
okay,
very little. Really.
Okay, and so a little compliment here. You sound really smart, I think. So my last questions: what did you study when you were young?
Ladies. I studied the ladies.
Studied the ladies.
No, look at me, I didn't study the ladies. I did, but just from a distance.
Yeah, studied but failed.
With binoculars in a tree outside the house. What was that? What did I study?
Yeah.
I did my basic exams over here in the UK. They're called GCSEs, taken at 16. And I did the 9 that I had to do. And then I immediately went to work because I just didn't have any... At that age, I just had no idea what I wanted to do. So there was no point in me just picking a random college, university subject that I wouldn't enjoy. So I thought I'd go straight into the world of work.
Okay, well, you've answered the next question, which is, did you go to university? The next question is, what's your job now?
So my job now is a bit of everything, really. A little bit of this. I do poker part-time, online poker. Mainly, 99% of the time it's online poker with the odd casino visit. But online poker is the main. YouTube is probably the busiest part of my day, but I don't earn actually any money off it. So I'm part-time on YouTube.
Part-time.
Yeah, because I earn about like $100 a month. So $25 a week, sort of 18 quid a week at the moment I'm earning from YouTube. So it's not... but I also designed a website, a couple of websites now, and had a couple of my own businesses. I designed my nephew's website. Yeah, that's it, really. And then look after 3 dogs, which is quite a... Picking up poo, basically, is what I do for 3 hours of my day, each day.
Very good. The next point or question is, I'm going to Amsterdam for the first time soon. Where do you recommend we visit? Also, what weed do you recommend?
Okay, so I'd recommend you can go to if you're into things like the Weed Museum is quite fun if you've never been. Same as the Sex Museum. They're all fun like one time. Amsterdam Dungeon you could do. But I've been about 10 times now, and the first couple I actually went to see these things, but the last sort of few times, because I've seen it all, I just get stoned and play pool and snooker. I would suggest the best places to buy weed are Barney's coffee shop, and the Grey Area is my personal favourite coffee shop. There's pretty decent weed. If you're used to the weed in the UK, for instance, then you know how shit that is. Anything over here is like amazing compared. So
that's true. You
can't really go wrong, to be honest.
Okay. Okay, there's a typing error here, but from Patrick Moe, what sports do you follow other than soccer?
Oh, which is football. Soccer, Patrick. It's called football, I think. I'm one of those people that can pretty much, if I'm bored, put some random sport channel on and enjoy it. Even if it's like I like big tennis events. I like Wimbledon, but I don't follow it the whole year round. Same with I like some cricket. I think that's the sort of main ones that I like. The Olympics I always enjoy, but I don't follow it the rest of the year round.
What's the strangest sport you'll watch on telly? Just my question, a little side question.
Kabaddi.
What's kabaddi?
Yes. Now, if you're old, you remember kabaddi. It used to be on Sunday Grandstand when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a sport from India. I'm probably messing all the details up. And basically there's 2 teams, small teams of people on a sort of half a cricket court size pitch. And you had to run into the opponent's half and touch something, or touch one of them, and then get back to your own half without them grabbing you. Oh. Right? So you have to touch them and get away.
Like British Bulldoggy kind of.
Yeah,
okay.
But the whole time you were in the opponent's half, you're not allowed to breathe in.
Ah.
So you've got to hold your breath the entire time you're in their half. So once you run out of breath, then you're out. And they used to say kabaddi, 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 because then you can't breathe in when you're saying kabaddi easy. Ah. So that's how they knew if you were cheating or not. So you go kabaddi, 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 and then get out. So it's random as but I remember it as a kid.
Okay, well, I'll look out for that next time I've got a ball 5 minutes. Next question, which I quite like, from Ozdaz.
Ozdaz, good caller.
What's your thoughts on Liverpool summer transfers? That's the first question.
Okay, well, I will be doing... I'll say overall good, but I will be doing a separate video on my roundup of the Liverpool transfers, so go check that out.
Okay.
That's easier.
Okay. And a follow-on questions. Were they right to let Ibe go to Bournemouth, and who will replace Skirtle?
Okay, so without getting into too much detail, because like I said, I'll do a whole roundup video. I don't mind Ibe going to Bournemouth. I think he's not a £15 million player. He's on his actual ability and what he's done so far in his career. He's an £10 million player at most, but Bournemouth have paid for potential, as we discussed in Chris's Bournemouth video. You're paying for the fact he might turn really good. But and Skirtle leaving, he was past it. We play a different brand of football now, and he's a lumper. We don't need that anymore. And he made so many mistakes in the Euros, it was scary. We just had to get rid.
Yeah, that's very well answered, and I agree. Ibe will be a great signing for Bournemouth too. So, what sports do you follow other than soccer? Then we've already come up with that. It's happened 3 times on here.
Come on, man.
Curly Doobie, would you rather have 3 arms, the extra arm being attached to your forehead, or 3 legs, the extra leg being attached to the middle of your chest? I've got an easy answer for this. But...
A third arm from my forehead?
Yeah.
I'll take the third arm.
Okay.
Because it'll be useful for stuff.
Like?
Carrying stuff, shopping.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to see though, John, because the bag would be in front of your face.
Yeah, carry it up.
Okay.
With a bag line across my
arm. Just a beyond your back sort of thing you could do.
Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff.
You could do cool handstands as well.
Yeah, wave to people without having to do anything.
Lots of waving. See, mine would have been legs, because you could do really good keepy-uppies in football, you know.
Keepy-uppies aren't everything.
No, but they're important. Okay, that's a great question. Tortilla, who has an Arsenal badge, says, "Can you dab?" Don't know what that means.
Is it? I think it's a dance, isn't it? Isn't it that move or some shit? I'm so old.
How does the move go, John? Again? Okay.
No, I don't know. I'm out. Something like that. Or I'm a miles away, but that's.
Okay, next one from Bood FM. Love the dogs, man.
Booty.
Nuts like my two. Okay, it's a sort of a 2-part question. Firstly, I'm interested why you support Liverpool, and secondly, what's been the greatest moment you've experienced being a Liverpool fan?
So I have explained this before. I'll go over it briefly. The reason I became a Liverpool fan was because when I was a kid, 7, 8 years old, none of my family, my parents, my 3 older sisters, my older brother, none of them liked football, so I never got taken to a game. I was never shown anything. It was never talked about in the house. So my first experience of football was watching Match of the Day when I was a kid. And obviously Liverpool at the time were one of the best teams, so they got shown a lot on Match of the Day. And I fell in love with John Barnes and how he played. I just thought John Barnes was just the ultimate footballer, and still do to this day. And because it was Liverpool, they were the ones on the TV, and that was the player I fell in love with. And then I just started following Liverpool, and it was only in later life that, you know, the likes of you, Chris, sort of started watching football, and you went for the local team, Bournemouth, and everything like that. So it's just like, once you're set in your team's set, you can't change it. And Liverpool have always been my team. Okay,
and what are your favourite TV shows from Westfall?
Of all time, well, there's classics like Friends. One of those programmes you can always put on and enjoy the episode. You'll testify to that, Chris.
I do like a bit of Friends. Yeah.
I love Top Gear. I love The Office. I liked Extras as well. I do love Ricky Gervais, David Brent. I think David Brent, the new movie's coming out soon. Red Dwarf from back in the day for our older viewers. Especially if you're from the UK, you'll know Red Dwarf.
Can you remember the song, John?
It's cold outside, no kind of atmosphere, all alone, more or less. Let me fly far away from me. Fun, fun, fun. In the sun. People that live around the Red Dwarf are like, what in the fuck is going on? Yeah, they're my top ones. Okay,
very good. This isn't really a question. From Lightning Guardian 331. It's just a statement. I will be very sad if you shave that beard. It's an amazing beard.
Thank you very much.
I like that point.
I'm going to keep it for the time being.
Okay.
Because I'm on YouTube, like I said in previous video, and it's the law that you have to have a big neck beard. So.
Okay, so you're just complying with the law.
Yeah.
The new Caesar, how old are you? But if that's too personal, what's your favourite period in history? 2 very different questions, somehow linked.
I will be 40 years old in 9 months' time. So I'm 39. Will be 40. And what was that? What is your
favourite period in history?
Period in history was just for interesting things going on was 1915 when World War One was happening. Just for the sort of, I love all the military stuff from back then, and the advances they made in military science and everything was like amazing. And so hearing the stories, there's a channel called The Great War, you should go and check it out. It's basically all the stories from the First World War and all the history. It's amazing. Go check it out.
Okay, very good. Geordie for Life 2.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Why, aye, man?
Oh, aye. Nice to eventually put a face to a voice.
Yeah.
Ha ha. The only question I could think of is what's the update with the man from the shop who tried to blackmail you with groceries? Did he end up going ahead with the driveway?
Yeah, because this proves what I was telling you about, Chris. Is that I talk about all sorts of random shit on my YouTube, my Football Manager videos. And I did have a rant one day about the guy that was digging up the neighbour's lawn because he was laying a car park and stuff like that. What happened was we talked to the planning department of the local council and they sent us a letter 2 weeks later saying, yeah, tough shit. Pretty much, in essence, it just sort of said, well, we'll look into it, but... and so nothing's happened. They did put up a big fence and stuff, and I did eat the bribe steaks and the bribe pies. They were bribe-delicious.
I'm not sure that's a word.
It is now, Chris. It's
okay.
bribe-delicious.
Bribe-delicious. Okay. Next question from Tung Hung Wei. What is your favourite band?
My favourite band of all time is Queen, followed by the Foo Fighters. Without my head.
Can you give us a little Queen sample for me? Any Queen song?
I see a little silhouette of a man.
Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango?
That.
Okay, thank you. Went for the bow rap, standard bow rap. Very good. What's your favourite save of all time on Football Manager from Sam Cox?
I don't remember.
Coxey, sorry.
I'm never
Coxey.
going to remember a save. I can barely remember my own name sometimes in the morning, Chris. So remembering a save
only
from
3
a
letters.
fictional computer game is tricky. I'm going to say Dave Besant, 1983 Coventry.
Okay, you made that up, right?
Yeah.
Dave Meston didn't save a lot in 1983.
He did. Cracking one, left, right hand, top corner. Do you remember it? Yeah, dipping.
I'd go for the Seaman against Sheffield United with the pluck behind him from the header in the FA Cup about 10 years ago.
Manager, Chris. He's talking about
sorry,
manager.
I'm confusing real life with Football Manager.
I'm making up a fictional
result. I see what's going on now. Okay, that's why I don't do YouTube. Chan Ryan, how did you get into football stuffs?
Like I said, I think Match of the Day was the first thing that introduced me to football as a sport, as a thing, and just got infatuated with that. And then me and about 3 of the neighbours' kids, we used to go. There was an old abandoned factory near our house, and they had a big brick wall with a shed cut into it, a big shed door, and the shed door was the sort of size of a goal. So we used to spend every single evening just going kicking a football around there. That's
in the garages,
pretending to be John Barnes.
I do remember the garages, and they were higher than they were wide, so you could score quite well with high shots.
A lot of volley, a lot of sort of lobs.
A lot of lobs, yeah. And it was slightly slopey car park, if I remember rightly, as well.
Yes, but that helps keep it in play. So
it does. Helps your first touch in future life. Yeah. From GWFM, what is your favourite moment? Football moment? What is your favourite moment / football moment in your lifetime?
Champions League final.
Easy. Ozdaz, what are your favourite comedians and favourite joke of all time?
Oh, favourite joke of all time?
That's an on-the-spot question.
I don't know the favourite joke of all time, so I'll tell you, this is the first joke as a child that I ever told. So are you ready to be just... Remember, this is a child. I don't know, I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. I'd learnt my first joke. You ready, Chris?
I'm ready.
Pay attention. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor who?
You just said it.
I see what happened there.
And comedians, I like... who's that rude Scottish ginger one? Frankie Boyle.
Frankie Boyle.
I love Frankie Boyle. I love... Ricky Gervais is probably my all-time favourite.
Okay, very good. Next question I think has already been answered from... Udayaraja Krishnan, if I pronounced that right.
Okay.
Udayaraja Krishnan. Sorry, Uda. So Loki, my second question is, what do you do for a living? But I think we touched on that earlier. L Rakes, I believe that might be pronounced. If you were a sheep, would you fuck a sheep if you were another sheep?
Yes, of course I would. If I was a sheep, then of course I would fuck a sheep. But if I was a sheep and I knew that I used to be a human, then it's a bit weirder.
Okay.
If I had no memory of being human and I was a sheep, then for all intents and purposes, Chris, I'm a sheep.
I think the weird part was being a sheep, John.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, so yes, I would fuck a sheep if I was a sheep.
Okay, so straight down the line. Don't get messing here. Project alumni. Who is your favourite footballer of all time? I believe that's John Barnes. Yeah. Same person as before from L Rakes, if I pronounced that right. When do we get to see your girlfriend? Hashtag not creepy.
Yeah, hashtag very creepy. When she decides, and when we're not gaining as many subscribers as we were before, when the channel starts floundering, I'll get her tits out. Just get a cleavage. All of my videos will have a little sweep of cleavage in the background. It's like a Pac-Man going dig, 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 dig across.
You could just put your bum together and pretend it's cleavage, couldn't you?
Bum cleavage.
Bum cleavage. Patrick Moe, so your beard is a surprise for your nephew. Does he not watch, or is he not aware of your channel that you can reveal it?
Well, no, you don't really watch my videos, do you, Chris?
The answer to this question is I am aware of the channel and I have watched it from time to time, but No,
like 1 in 50 videos, if that, people.
Yeah, so I'm not a serial watcher.
Family member. No, he's not supportive.
I have dial-up internet at home. I can't get the connection. Loki Doki. That's you, isn't it?
No, okay.
Oh, it's just okay. Well, your point was thanks for the questions so far. Keep them coming. And really, is that the best random questions you can come up with?
That was what I said. A comment to get people.
Must try harder.
More questions. Come on.
Okay, very good. Chris. Well, that is the last of the questions.
There you go.
But I am going to ask one final question, which is, what is your favourite moment from Amsterdam?
This trip?
Yes.
It might have been when you. Earlier, when Chris, when there's a shower in our campsite just round the corner, so he took his. It's not in the corner of the room; it's over there. So he took his towel and a change of clothes and his shower gel in a little plastic tub and stuff like that over to have a shower. He then came back complaining about the fact that he'd managed on his brand new clean hoodie to get a blob of shower gel and was complaining, and he sort of says, "It's not too bad, it's fine." Then he dumped all his stuff down on the couch just to where he's sitting, like phone, shower gel, towel, everything. And obviously the shower gel had cracked when it had dropped in the shower, and it was just pissing out everywhere. And it covered the phone charger, Chris's phone. It got all on his pillow and his couch, and he was so annoyed with himself, and he managed to clean it all up, and he was just sort of calming down, thinking that was the worst of it. And then he turned around to me, and I noticed he had spilled a ton more shower gel all over himself. And it was like, no, Chris. And then, how do you feel about that, Chris?
I feel disappointed, John. Just for the record, here's the stain, if you can see it. There's a nice little blue blob there.
Evidence.
Yeah, so not good, John, but I have had worse accidents in my time.
What was your favourite moment, Chris?
What was my favourite moment? Reverse putting me on the spot here. I'm going to say, apart from winning snooker earlier, what else was my favourite moment? This is a very good question. Unlike a lot of trips to Amsterdam, nothing completely random's happened. Like like crazy people walking on the street. Football man, of course, yeah. Football man who has been around for probably about 2 decades now, came back. He's a lot older nowadays, as you would be.
Who is he, Chris? Tell the people who he is.
They
might not all know who
Football Man is a trickster in Amsterdam in the Leidseplein Square who jumps up.
He's a busker, but his thing is he does keepy uppies and stuff like that.
Yeah, and he climbs up lampposts and keeps the ball up in the air and involves the crowd as well. And I got down last night and got told to sit on the floor and try it, so that was quite good fun. So I would definitely say that's one of the highlights out and about in Amsterdam this time around.
Okay, well, thank you very much everyone for joining me. I hope I've answered your question. Chris didn't fuck it up too much, but it's his first time on the job, so you've got to give him that.
I'm on TV, so it's pressure.
The pressure. Might get 1,000 views this video, Chris. You never know.
Could be famous.
So thank you very much for joining me in my Q&A. Watch all my videos and shit and subscribe. And go and watch the adverts, because that's the only thing that makes me get paid. So if you're about to watch a Football Manager next episode, and you get a tampon advert that comes up, just don't skip it. Just watch it, because that'll earn me like 1p. And, every little helps.
And consider the purchase as well.
Oh, yeah, tampons?
Yeah, it depends who's watching it, doesn't
it? 99.9% of my audience is male, but okay. Yeah,
okay.
Consider the purchase. They've got other uses. Name a use for a tampon. Go.
Go. Okay, you haven't got a plug in your caravan, therefore you use that instead.
Okay.
It's got a piece of string, pull it out.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to say one as well. break them in half, earplugs, wash.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So now we're just advertising tampons.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch the
this
advert.
Isn't a paid for advert, by the way. This is there are other makes available. Right, thank you very much, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.